thanks so much, and thank you for what you do. Thank you for the strides you've made over the years in moving us toward a more localized agricultural economy. I want to talk a little bit about that bill, but I've got some things to say first. I'm running for governor this year, you know. I'm running for governor because I want to create opportunity and prosperity and hope in every part of Virginia. I'm running for governor because I think that the quickest way I can restore confidence in the economy and create jobs and economic activity in every part of the state is to get a transportation plan passed that's long-term in scope, that's statewide in perspective, one that's creative in nature. I want to build the smartest workforce in the world by making college education more affordable and more accessible. And I want to build the next economy. The next economy is going to be built on energy technology, I think. And I want to share a couple of thoughts with that, but I think it offers a real opportunity for rural economic rejuvenation. But my real honor in being here is my wife Pam's out here. And while Richard was talking, we were laughing about our oldest daughter, Amanda. Amanda is a vegetarian. And the year after, when she graduated from college, she went to the British Isles and basically walked around or hitchhiked around for a summer with a worldwide organization of organic farmers going from place to place to learn different techniques. She spent a year and a half then working in Kentucky at national parks. And now she's in Fairfax County working for an agricultural agency. And she's one of those people that she moved into an apartment she shares with 3 students. And she's turned the backyard into an organic garden. She's growing radishes and tomatoes and herbs and all sorts of things in the backyard of her apartment in Fairfax City right now, because she wants to feed people locally. You would be amazed at how difficult it is to get these sorts of bills through the General Assembly. 1996 was the first year Christine brought me a bill related to local agriculture. You know, I grew up on a farm. I grew up in Bath County. Pam and I still live in Bath County, and she says I still live there. I'm running for governor, which means I don't get to spend a lot of time at home. There were issues that I'd never really considered until Christine just hammered these bills in. She said, there are 3 bills I want you to carry this year, and they're not going to take much time. I'll do all the work. All you have to do is introduce them. Well, for the next 60 days, Christine was in my office. I usually get to the office about 6:30 or 7 in the morning. I grew up on a farm. I rise pretty early. And she was there shortly after I was and stayed most days, all day. And that year, I wasn't that. Now, of course, you know, I represent Albemarle County in the city of Charlottesville, Nelson County in the Center, Virginia. In those days, I just represented about a district that was from the back. Joel Salatin was one of my constituents. I represented that part of Augusta County and west to the West Virginia state line. So Christine brought the bills to me because she said her delegate would not introduce them. He said he would only introduce a few bills, wouldn't introduce hers. So I had those 3 bills, and all 3 of them, we didn't have luck with any of them. In fact, it took me a number of years of carrying bills for Christine because she sold me. She convinced me that it was the right course. And in 2005, we had a bill actually out on the floor of the Senate, and it died on a 20-20 tie vote when the lieutenant governor voted against us. And then in 2008, we finally got a small bill passed. That's small because in the grand scale of things, to be able to say you can sell your jellies or your bread isn't that big of a deal, or it shouldn't be. This is a free market, right? This is America. But it is a big deal. And we were fighting. We were up against things we didn't know we'd have to combat. You know, I knew things had changed a few years ago. I grew up on a farm, and the farm where I grew up, we raised hogs and beef. Beef cattle was our crop. Hogs was our default meat. We butchered hogs, and about, I guess, 10 years ago, the football team from Bath County High School won the state football championship. Well, I brought those guys to Richmond. I was proud of them, and a lot of them would probably never get another trip to Richmond to be introduced to the governor and go to the Capitol and be introduced and be made heroes. They were heroes to me. We won the state championship. So we had him downstairs in one of the rooms at the Capitol, and we had a few minutes. The Lieutenant Governor wasn't ready to meet them yet. And so I started talking about the legislative process, trying to explain things to him. And I said, and there was a fellow named Bismarck, he was the Chancellor of Germany back in the 1870s, and he said at that time that there are two things you don't want to see made, sausage and laws. And I was going to describe the legislative process. I said, okay, you guys are from Bath County. I know every one of you has seen sausage made, right? 30 kids, one boy raised his hand. And I said, hold on a second. Don't you butcher hogs? That one boy was the only one that had ever seen a hog butcher in Bath County, one of the most rural parts of the state. I knew something was terribly wrong. And that was about 1998, 99. Do you remember, Pam? You know, we won the state championship, 97 maybe. It was then that I started taking my friend Christine and my friend Joel Salatin and lots of other folks, John Coles, lots of people that have come to see me over the years, a lot more seriously and started thinking about agriculture in a different way. I honestly believe that the systems, the work you're doing now is going to go a long way toward a rejuvenation of rural economic development. You see, in the future, our food systems and our energy systems are both going to be driven by local economies. You are going to produce the food that drives the local economy. I honestly think that while we are in a global marketplace, and we're not going to reverse that. I think with certain food production, you will drive the local economy in respects that haven't been realized yet. I think with energy, the use of biomass offers a real opportunity for us to rejuvenate rural economic development, for us to produce things that we haven't produced before, for us to wean our dependence on fossil fuels. I think there are many aspects to rural economic development that you're going to be part of. So I say keep up the fight. Thanks for your work. And I'll say one more thing about this. I'm running for governor. A lot of people can come into a room and tell you they share your values and tell you they understand what you're doing, but I think to a large extent you can understand what kind of person, what kind of governor a fellow's going to be by taking a look at his record. Since 1996, I've carried your legislation. Since 1996, I've been the one, if there has been anyone taking heat on bills that have mattered to independent farmers, it's been me. I'm going to be a governor that makes a difference. This is, I'm not sure when again we will have a chance to elect a governor from a rural area. I say that not out of ego. You remember that old television series, The Real McCoys? Does anybody remember that? Remember the Walter Brennan character? No brag, just fact. Okay, this is no brag, just fact. You've got a chance to elect a rural guy as governor, one who understands your issues, one that believes as you believe in rural agriculture, local production, local food production and consumption. I need your help this year, and I'd appreciate your support. Thanks so much.